Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We'll take another slight detour from the wooden railway and sort of all that sort of stuff. Probably the last 12 to 18 months, I just got into I just had the opportunity to get some of these books. I got them for about $100, and I got a good amount of them. First edition books. Um, they were books from the Railway series, and we all obviously, if you love Thomas the Tank Engine, you'll know what the Railway series is. It's the compilation of 42 short stories, the first 26 of them published by the Reverend W. Awdry, the creator of Thomas the Tank Engine. Not the TV series, but the franchise as it is, yes. Um, and then the volumes 27 to 42 were published by his son Christopher Awdry, and that the last one of that was published in 2011. Yeah, okay. So these are, I mean, look, if you love Thomas the Tank Engine, anything you name your line, you like Erdl, you like Wooden Railway, you like Take Along. No, I'm just kidding. Take Along shit though. Um, Brio, whatever you like. Look, this is the basis. This is in essence is what it's about. Like, there's no way like escaping it. This is sort of it is what it is. It's just like they are kind of just really really awesome stories too. The ones that you read, just the Reverend's books are obviously a lot better than Christopher's in my opinion, but like Christopher's still have some valid validity to them. I don't People hate on his books a lot. I don't understand that. Anyway, getting off topic here. Um, uh, where am I at? So the Railway series, yes, you've got 42 books. First one is published in 1945. It is the three railway engines. So all these books I'm going to show you today, 90% of them, 99% of them are first editions. This is the three railway engines released in 1945. It's held with some little like sort of similar coloured masking tape there, because these do take a battering. This version especially, this is really really hard to find. Um, but I managed to find it. It did cost me a little bit of money, but you know, I had to have it. So I do keep it in this dust jacket for that. Even though it's a dust jacket from a 1950 edition or something. I think it's from 1950 edition. So that's the three railway engines. All right. Book number 2, released in 1946. This is Thomas the Tank Engine. Yep, like I said, 1946. This is a cool little story as well. This is in relatively good condition. See, like just stuff like that. This thing's nearly 80, coming on 80 years old soon. So it is. They sort of are what they are. They're a bit tricky to sort of to find in this really peak conditions. It's you're gonna struggle. Anyway, I was inquiring if I can try and get them repaired somehow, but then I run the risk of damaging them. So yep, book 2, Thomas the Tank Engine. All right. I will keep some of these in the dust jacket, so I just kind of wanted to show you the first few. Um, this is James the Red Engine. It's in a 1950 dust jacket from like the 5th or 6th edition. That is the first edition. Again, it's pretty worn tattered, but finding any of these 3 books in the first edition is with a dust jacket is forget it. I mean, it's insane. They're insanely hard to find. So I did have a first edition Tank Engine Thomas again. Floods back here in the start of this year, back in February. Post office, I don't know what the fuck they did, but it come to me. The package was a bit saturated. Of all the things that could have got wet, this book got fucking drenched, and it's like trash. So it's the 4th book, Tank Engine Thomas again. This is I think it's a 66 version, but it's got the dust jacket. But you get the idea. That artwork does not change. They looks like that all the same. Just the color of the book will be different. The first one, it's a very faint blue. I do have the first one on the way from the UK, so I did manage to find one for about £3. So again, people just got to look around, and you know where to find them. All right, so that's book 4.
come to book 5, which is Troublesome Engines. James Red Engines released in 1948. Tank Engine Thomas again released in 1949, just for those playing at home. All right, 1950 is the next book. It is Troublesome Engines. It's the 5th book in the series. Again, this is the first, up to Henry and Toby. They're sort of in dust jackets. They're really, really hard to find. Especially this one. People love to... You can find a few of these on eBay at the moment, but they're like, 100, 250 pounds plus. Don't be sucked into that. I got this in a lot for about £2 each. I'll show you the other ones that sort of got with it. I got with it. It's a cool book. That's in dust jackets in remarkably good condition too. A lot of these tend to be tattered and torn. So Troublesome Engines. All right. Okay. Book number 6, Henry the Green Engine. So that's a bit worn on the side there. Look, yeah, that's pretty. It's like sort of melted into the like cover there. That again, this is another sort of. It's another good book to find in the dust jacket. It's really hard. It's a good book too. I actually like this. One of the better stories that he wrote. One of the top tier stories that he writes, in my opinion. Book number 7. Henry the Green Engine was released in 1951. 1952 sees the release of Toby the Tram Engine. Got that little mark there. Again, this was like £2 though. Beggars can't be choosers. I may find another one. Whatever. It is what it is. Look, that's Toby the Tram Engine. It's a good story. Not my favourite of his books, but it's up there. It goes all right. Okay, book number 8, released in 1953, is Gordon the Big Engine. Again, that is in remarkable condition as well. Nice on the side there, bit of a mark there on the side. Yeah, look, I actually don't think this is that interesting a book, to be honest. I don't think the stories in it are that enamoring, to be honest. But anyway, I'll do, once I get more of the versions, the impressions, I'll do like a book by book sort of review. Again, that's the first edition dust jacket, and it comes like a sort of light tan brown colour. Alright, Gordon the Big Engine. Alright, book 9 is Edward the Blue Engine. Again, that's still in remarkably good condition. Tear there. These dust jackets are very, very paper thin. You would think that they sort of have like a harder cover and that, but in way pictures. But these are actually very papery thin. It wouldn't take much to damage them, so try to be careful with them. Book number 9, released in 1954. Again, I don't think these are particularly one of his greatest books either. That's just my opinion. I think the first 6 definitely have solid value. Troublesome Engines I don't think is that great either, but the rest of them I sort of all do like. Alright, book number 10, released in 1955, is Four Little Engines. Again, this is in great condition. Yep. These actually not bad book, these ones. He sort of introduced the Scarlowy characters on like Peter Sam, all those characters. That's Four Little Engines, 1955. Again, finding that is not too difficult. Okay, 1956 is Percy the Small Engine. This is in like a protective sheet of cover, and it's actually, I'll get into that later, but this is actually like just a plain blue cover. I don't know if any other people that collect the Rally Series books have actually do know anything about this, but I've managed to find a few of them somehow. Something I sort of need to dig up a bit more. But yeah, there's Percy the Small Engine. I think this is actually a really good book. Even though the whole Percy Takes the Plunge story is in the next book, it sort of leads up to all that sort of stuff. He's a cool character, the way that they introduce Percy into the story. Yeah, it's really good. I'd never liked this book when I first read it, but upon reading it again, I think this is actually a really good book. This contains some pretty iconic stories in it. The 8 Famous Engines. Not the greatest dust jacket, but again, this is another one that you don't see a lot of the first editions in dust jackets with this one. You can see, like, you'll find plenty of those. You'll find plenty of Four Little Engines. There are just some that just come up more than others. Like the next book, I think you see a lot in dust jackets. I can't explain it. It's a bit weird. That's a really good book, though. It's the 8 Famous Engines. Another book that I think, upon reading again, I think is actually rather good. Duck and the Diesel Engine. There's some good stories in there. And it's kind of actually, I think, booked in the whole series. The Reverends that or even Christopher's, that Diesel is like prominently featured. I don't understand. He's such an iconic character in our, in the whole Thomas the Tank Engine, like the show and the series. But he's in one book. I don't understand it. It's quite odd. But again, this is in really good condition. This one. This comes out in 1958. Sorry, the 8 Famous Engines comes out in 57. They sort of after. So there's only a gap between Thomas the Tank Engine, James the Red Engine. No book is released in 1947, and then so from 1948, they're sort of out every year up until 1972. But basically, Little Old Engine. This is a good story too. It introduces some interesting characters. Like all Scullo's coaches, the Wooden Rail. You can see Ada, Jane, and Mabel in this book. Cora, I think, the brake van. There might be a few others too. It's actually, I don't mind it. It's actually not a bad book. Not one of my favourites, but still a rather good story. The Little Old Engine, that's 59. So Twin Engines is 1960. Again, upon reading it again, I actually think this is actually better to listen to than read, because it's got all this fucking writing in Scottish. Like, yeah, we'll put it here. No, I pulled to the one page where it doesn't fucking have anything. Why can't I swear to God, you read this thing and it's like, yeah, see. No, listen, Sir Douglas. So here you go. Then are we ye, Donald, and it's just, it's actually really kind of infuriating to read. Nothing against Scottish people. Like, I love the accent. I fucking love the country. Awesome. But that's, yeah, it's quite a good book. The artwork in it's really good. Good stories. Yep. Twin Engines, 960. All right. I actually think this is one of the top tier books in the series. Branch Line Engines. This one, Daisy's introduced into it. It just has some really good stories too. Some sort of iconic things that you know from Thomas the Tank Engine. That's in really good condition. That's from 1961. A few little marks here and there. That's Branch Line Engines. Gallon Old Engine. Yeah, not a bad book. Not my favorite. Not one of my favorites, but still, it's still not a bad little story. I did have that. I got somehow, I don't know. It was in a package that got lost in the UK or something. So I had to go find another one. I've still got this for like £9, so pretty good. It's first edition dust jacket, 962. Never going to go wrong with that. All right, another. I think this is actually a good set of stories too. Stepney the Bluebell Engine sort of introduces the the trains from the Bluebell. From that railway. This is, I think it's got good artwork in it too. Stepney's looks really cool there. That's a good book. 1963 that is. Okay. Next book. Now this book fucking cops a lot of shit for some reason. I think these are all like stupid. It's my opinion. Mountain Engines, 1964. This has really good artwork in my opinion. I think it's actually a good story too. Just all the, let's see there up there you go, like just up that hill there in the storm. That's like one of those iconic images. Just like all the see Devil's Back. Just all the different sort of characters on the Caldyfell Railway. The cool story of sort of how they basically kill a train, essentially. That's just, look, that is just like an iconic book. I don't understand people's version to this thing. They're good stories in it. Yep. You're wrong, basically. All right. That was 964. 965 is very old engines. I think this is actually a really cool book too. One of my favorite characters, Neil's sort of in it for like all of 2 pages, which is kind of cool. Yeah, 65 first edition. It's got this nice little protective code on it. That's really awesome. Not much to say about that. I think that's a good book actually. It's very underrated. Now I did have this one in that same package that I got sort of lost in the UK. I don't know what the hell happened with that, but look, I do have the first edition of this book. It's just without the dust jacket. And I think I just bought a lot too. They've got like ones from the 60s where they had the listing as. So they all had dust jackets and it had a mainline engines in it. So I'm fingers crossed it's the first edition and not the 1971. I think it's the 71 is the second print. Yeah, I think it's 71. Yeah, I'm hoping that that's what it is. So I should have the first one on the way very soon. All right. Again, I have this. I did have this. I've got this coming sort of in a lot better condition than I had the dust jacket in. So I gave that dust jacket to Kublai, buddy down here. Small railway engines. That is 1967. Mainline engines was 66, obviously. This introduces the Arsdale Railway, sort of Rex, Bert and Mike. It's cool to have those characters. It's not a bad set of stories. I think they're rather pretty cool. The artwork in it's really good. I like that. Yeah, I mean, not much more to it. Now this is a really good book too. I think everyone I agree. A lot of people say this is a really good book, and I actually agree with a lot of people on this one. Enterprising Engines, really good stories. Awesome stories. Good artwork. This is 1967. Sorry, no, not 60. It's 1968. Also, fun fact: this is when the publishers change. It becomes K.N. Ward. That was acquired. They acquired it from Edmund Ward. Edmund Ward had published it for that long. Really good set of stories, that one. Next book, 969 is Oliver the Western Engine. That's pretty good. I got that for like £10. It was one of the last ones I needed actually with the dust jacket. Well, I say with the dust jacket, but yeah, to actually have all the first editions. Yeah, Oliver the Western Engine. Good stories in that too. I actually like that book. I think it's rather good. Duke the Lost Engine. I'm going to disagree with people. I don't think this is that great a book. It's all right. I don't know. I think this is where you can sort of see that the Reverend, he was starting to... If you ask me, I think this is the book, because I don't think the last 2 books of his were that particularly great. I think you sort of tell that he was sort of, like he had done it for so long. Yeah, I that's my opinion anyway. People might disagree with me on that. That's cool. It does have good artwork though. We'll give that. That's not the best condition. But again, I do have another better one coming. That only cost me like £5. So yeah, that's 1970. And we come to the last book. I did lie, sorry, 1971 is also a year where he doesn't print a book. And that is Trainway Engines, where they changed the format. They no longer have dust jackets. I think that changes in 1970 or 71, where they lose the dust jacket. And they all sort of become this faint hardback book. That's book number 26, Tramway Engines. It's not... I think it's better than Duke the Lost Engine. Purely the fact it's got a couple of characters in it, different sort of... introduces the plot around Maves a bit. But the first few stories aren't that great in it. That's just my opinion. Take for what it is. Yeah. But that's all the 26 books of the Railway series. Look, it's quite a... I do love that I have these. This is something I'm really proud to say that I've got in my collection. Yeah, fuck you, white-face troublesome trucks and all that sort of shit. Yeah, first editions. The Railway series books, 1 to 26. Next video, I will show off the books from Christopher Awdry. I think he has 14 books to show, and we'll leave it at that, I guess, for today. Alright guys, that's been fun, informative. If you get a chance, like, collect these. Even if you just have the books in like a book set, hey, look, this is what Thomas the Tank Engine's all about.
these bad boys right here. So, all right, guys, like, share the video, subscribe to the channel, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.